Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this Monday morning on Memorial Day 2020. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. We're here today on a special occasion because of that. All right, our weather we're looking at today, a high of 83, a low 72, water temperature 75. Not a whole lot going on. We got some rain off and on. Let's take a look at our Monday moon phase, brought to us by Mountain Dew. Take it out and do. We're looking at, we're waxing up to a half a moon on Friday. We'll be halfway there. So the moon is waxing and we'll be on the first half. Now the week after we'll be on the second half. But they get on up in the full moon in June, and we'll be talking about that later. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery Services right there on 23rd Street. We're looking at a great high tide this morning at 10:54 and a low tide at 10:19. Almost a 12-hour swing right there. Really strong tides. We talked about it all last week. It is here. The tides are here for this week, and it's going to be strong coming in the morning and strong going out in the afternoon. Hope that gets you. That excites me. Marine forecast be south-southeast at about 5 to 8. It's going to do our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Fine folks down there helping bring you Panhandle Outdoors. We're looking at 250 to 450 this morning, and this afternoon 317 to 517. All right, we're going to go and take our first break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and talk about Memorial Day and what it means to our country, the United States of America. It really started after the Civil War. It came at a time when our country was so torn apart, and we lost good young men on both sides. And what happened after the war ended, the moms of some of those sons they lost, they would go out to the grave and put flowers on it. The widows who lost their husbands on both sides started doing it. And it became a Remembrance Day to start with, and then Memorial Day, it came on into a Memorial Day. There's always, the Congress changed it in 1966 to make sure we always do it the last Monday of May, because it sort of coincided with springtime throughout the country, and that's really when they all came out with bring flowers and put on the grave. And then you had World War I, and it even got bigger than World War II, and the Korean and Vietnam War. So we have this Memorial Day honoring all those who lost their lives for the freedom of our country, and it's something very serious. And I was thinking last night, there's not many families, if you look at your family tree and your family history, there's not many families that just has not been touched by the loss of a loved one somewhere through all of our country's history and all. So we want to just honor those folks and let them know, you know, let the family know how much we appreciate this pure sacrifice that they've done. We've had some heroic deeds done in America's freedom. Okay, now let's move on. We got a video coming up. Before we do that, we're going to start looking at a couple things. One, we're going to do some tackle tips. Remember, I used to do a lot of them in the early days. Sort of got away from it, and some of the viewers say they want them coming back. And this is something simple. A little tackle tip right here. Have a little pair of scissors in your tackle box. It used to be crazy. My dad, he wouldn't put the scissors in his tackle box at all. But now we know with the line, different kinds of lines and everything, braided line and all, and trimming the tabs off the knots. Have a little pair of scissors. This came out of my tackle box. I love them. And also, speaking of tackle, we're still once a month we're getting our Mr. Tackle box in the mail, and I haven't drawn for it since we've gone to Studio B. I keep thinking pretty soon we're going to get back down to the station, and what we'll do, we got to make sure that you can pick them up from the station, or it's just hard for me to go mail them and all. So, I mean, I've got a pretty full plate at times. But anyway, we do have Mr. Tackle box, and also I want to mention over the weekend I saw where Grayton Beach right here in Panhandle was named the best beach in America, and Dr. Beach. That's like a little gimmick. He's been doing about 30 years in Cape San Blas, and St. Joe Peninsula has been up there. He just sort of rotates it. He's pretty smart at marketing. He's done real well off this. Well, congratulations, Grayton Beach. He started doing it in 1990, I think. It's 30 years he's been doing it. And I remember back in, about 50 years ago, we were going to Grayton Beach, and there was nobody out there. Can you believe that? And I thought, what a special place. And I'm so glad the state of Florida put this in the state park system. It's just been fascinating to go over there. And we still go over there, and that's still one of the best places to go pompano fishing. But it's surrounded by, you know what it's surrounded by, just a bunch of folks. So if you get a chance, just go over there. It's excellent pompano fishing right now, but you want to get there early. You want by 9 or 10 o'clock, it's going to be wrapping up because it's just so many people coming in and out. You sort of squeezed out. It's sort of like that a lot of other places too. I had this list of things to do. I'm just not going to be able to get to it today. We're watching a video and all, but I do want to mention, like I've been talking about, and you see it a lot on TV now. People say, please shop local, shop small business. If at all possible, do that. I know at times you're going to have to order some stuff. We've had to order more during this pandemic, staying at home. We've had to order more than we've ever ordered because we just didn't have a choice. But as far as if you have a chance to do local stuff, please do. These box stores are really putting a squeeze on a lot of folks. A lot of folks are hurting from it. But we're at the beginning of the summer. Basically, today officially starts the summer run, and we're looking at a situation where we're getting into phase 2. You know, people are coming down now. Again, and I'll talk about this off and on. You still want to, we do, Gail and I talk about it. We're still going to maintain our social distance between people, but it's just something we need to be aware of. And we're not out of the woods yet, in my opinion. I think the research shows a lot of things still going on, but we won't. You know, I look at what the doctors and medical research fields say, and I know we got so many different people talking about it, but anyway, this is something you got to be aware of. So anyway, this video, one of the things that's great in the springtime is bass fishing. And you see me fish with so many different people. And this is a little bass fishing trip. I've gone several times. He's a great fisherman, a great guy, Alan Courtney, and he can catch some fish. We've got some great fishermen for bass here in Panhandle. So we're going to take a break and come back and go bass fishing with my buddy Alan Courtney. Alright folks, we're near White City, a familiar boat ramp. I'm here with my good buddy, Alan Courtney.
Hey,
Alright,
how you doing?
Alan and I used it on TV the first Monday, but we've talked for a long time now. We're going fishing together.
We're here, we're going to do it.
Well, tell us what we're going to try to do today, Alan.
Well, we're going to try to catch a few bass, but you know how fishing is. But we should do well. Been doing well down in the lower end in Lake Wimico area, and we're going to try to back up what I've been saying with some of the lures that I've been showing you on the show and everything. So we'll just go give it a shot and see what happens. But you know how fishing is.
I know it, but it sounds good. I'm excited. All pumped up. We both got off work today and ready to go fishing.
I'm ready. Let's go do it.
Alan getting out of weapons.
Yep. The right one out. Probably got 20 of them in here. They might bite one.
How many you have?
I've probably got about 15 rods there. I'm only going to get out 3 or 4 of them.
Well, I don't see any old Zepco 33s.
No, nothing none of them in here. We're going to throw, this is called a wacky worm. Basically, it's just, you can pretty much take any kind of worm you want, but you just, instead of rigging it normal like a Texas style, you're going to hook it right through the middle of the worm. It's kind of a finesse fishing style, so it should be one of the baits that'll catch them today, along with a fluke and a Cinco.
All right.
I'll just let you get on.
All right, we finished our flight across Lake Wimico. So we're getting up in a little creek and we're getting ready to get started.
Let it go.
All right, there's the first one.
Not a big one, but it is a fish. Not a big one, but he'll do. And I got your line there.
All right, it's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Got started.
And the second here, I'll give your line is in there. That's what we're after. He might be a keeper, might be 12 inches, but glad to have him. Glad to have him. I'll show you all what I'm catching these that one and hopefully more on is taking the nail weight like I've showed on the show once or twice before in a Cinco, and taking the nail weight and inserting it into the end of it, and it makes this thing sink backwards. So if there's a fish thinking about getting it, and this thing, you let it go, he's going to go backwards and hit him in the face, and he's going to react to it and eat it. Oh, very good. Look at there. I left the net at home. So.
Look at here, look at here. All right, now the score right now. I want to keep the score. Allen won, Winston won. But this will be the last time we keep the score.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, it's not going to be fair because I think they can edit out anything they want. You know, I don't think you can believe anything here. That's a bigger one than mine. Good job, sir.
Nice one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he was close to the boat, too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Fish.
What do we got?
I don't know. That's a fish. It's a fish.
That's a fish. That's a good size one, possibly. It's a
It's
turtle.
Look at here. Look here, folks. That turtle trying to get away. Alan,
You're on
how
your
did I
own.
do that?
You're on your own, buddy.
So you're going to have to help me out with this, buddy. Where's my deckhand on this thing? I knew that was pulling
Let me
off.
find some pliers here.
Look how big that thing is.
You're on.
I thought we were going bass fishing, not turtle
We're at
fishing.
the end, away from his mouth, I think.
Watch out.
Well, this will be interesting. If we have to.
Where's the orange? Where'd all the orange color come from? Is that the orange on it?
Well, I think he's going to keep that record for turtles, one for Coach, none for Allen. He can have that record.
There you go.
There's no big one, but glad to have him. Not much size to him, but. He'll grow up someday. All week long. You know, get a week for Christmas as well.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks.
That's what you sort of always trade stuff out like that for low pay. You trade out low pay for good time. So,
Yeah.
and I'm, much as I like outdoor stuff.
It was one low the other day when I was up here. It was probably a foot lower than this. As you can imagine. This is not there's some feeder creeks right here. Anytime you come up on a feeder creek, no matter if it's tide's falling or rising or whatever, the fish more often than not will hang around the feeder creek waiting for. If the tide's coming out, they'll be bringing the bait fish out, and the fish will wait there for them to come to them. But more often than not, they'll still a lot of times just hang around them, no matter if it's full of water or empty. So always throw at the feeder creeks. Always. Let's see if it pays off. Hey,
You hit it?
yeah, you hit it. Throw yours over there if you guys say. You hit it.
I thought that stump would be big.
There's no water until you get out past that tree where you get through it. A lot of times they'll hang around them, even though they're dry.
That makes sense. That's where they got food before.
Mm-hmm. Come back.
I know I keep repeating myself, but this is just so beautiful up in here. It's just relaxing, catching fish or not catching fish. It's beautiful. Alan, how long you fished up in here?
Probably about 20, 25 years. I've been fishing tournaments about that long. We've had tournaments down here once a month at least, sometimes 2 or 3 times a month. So but they're not always in the same spot. So and they don't always bite.
Look at here.
Good job.
Look at here. Let him go right there.
I didn't see nothing again.
We got that one. We got that on camera now.
I'll give you that one.
Uh-huh.
Just another small one. They might be better than the last one.
Catching them fish.
Just little ones. Come on.
Nice one.
They're all nice ones.
You got a blue worm and I got a
Yeah, this is that.
different color,
Yeah,
but
that's a red bug worm, and this is that Cinco where I put the weight in the
Yeah.
tail we showed you a couple times.
and we both just caught one in the same area.
I think yours a little bigger than mine.
Well, I won't say that on air. You know, I might have had one on him and he hung me. That's all what happened.
Oh, he can be right
That's my
there.
story.
Especially one. Here's one. I got me one right here.
Right there. That's a nice one.
They're fun to catch,
That's a nice one there.
no matter what the size they are. June bug Cinco.
Pretty fish. And you got a good little tip there. You keep your
Oh yeah, I use so many of these little nail weights that I was telling you about. So in order to keep from having to get in the box all the time and dig them out, I just keep a few of them stuck right here, just to pull them out.
it's real handy.
Yep.
And that's what we were talking about on the show the other day. You screw that in.
Yep. You can get it started. It goes in easily. So, but it's handy to keep them out because every time you lose your bait, which is quite often, you'll lose that weight as well. So go ahead and put you a few out and save you some time during the day.
That's a good tip right there.
Small ones, but good ones. I think I've got one going right here. Yep. A little bit better. I think so.
Yeah, that's a nice
I
one.
think he's a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks like it.
All right, come on in.
There you go.
That's a little better.
Pretty one.
Yeah, look how black they are from being in this black water.
Uh-huh.
They'll tend to kind of be the color of the water they're in. River fish are always a lot lighter and way up these creeks. Mm-hmm. That's a little bit better. Thank you very much.
So you don't kiss your fish? Not Bill Dance?
Not that size. You get bigger ones than that. I talked to you on the show one time about having these power poles, and this one I'll show you how it works. It's a hydraulic system, it's an anchor, and this one will go down to 8 feet, which is 4 foot going up here, and there's a pole on the back side that goes down 4 feet, but I won't activate it and show you guys how it works. If you're catching some fish and you want to just kind of stop, just deploy it. It goes down and it's in the bottom right now, and you're not going to go anywhere. So when you're ready to start fishing again, just bring it back up. And off you go. It's a handy item for a bass boat.
There you go.
You can't help me that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a better one.
That's a nice one there.
Mm-hmm. That'll work. I'm gonna have to get the
He
scissors
swallowed
out.
it, did
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the scissors out on this one. But that's
Yeah.
a good one. When you throw into a feeder like that, you don't want it. You want to go ahead and leave it. So I just go ahead,
Right.
you go ahead and feed it where it just kind of drops straight down. You know,
That makes sense.
instead of swinging back out to you.
That's what I meant to throw.
Mm-hmm. On the swallow. I don't know what size it is. That's another feeder.
Look there.
Yeah.
Now, Adam's taking advantage of me. I'm having lunch, and he kept fishing.
Want fish sandwich? Put this between your bread.
That's not fair, is it?
Put this between your bread and you have a fish sandwich.
I got turkey.
Not too bad. You just finished eating that sandwich.
I'm still eating.
I'll eat mine later.
That's not fair. He caught two bass while I was eating.
I didn't make
Too
him
bad.
eat.
I'm gonna
Did I
finish
make him
up.
eat?
Somebody woodpecker holes.
There must have been a bunch of bugs in that.
Yeah.
Get on that. It's called a twitching bar. You can just sit there and take up a little bit of line without actually having to turn the handle if you're just Slowly kick it in a little bit at a time. So,
Technology is hitting bass fishing.
there's one. Well, the one you should have got. He's not bad. He's in that feeder creek like we talked about earlier.
Right in that feeder creek.
And that's earlier, a lot of times there'll be 2 or 3 of them sitting in there. So.
And we're hooked out.
Nothing big, but fun. The tackle have got a limber rod, which makes it a whole lot more fun catching these small bass. So. Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, that's nice.
And last day you pay a lot of money for one shape like that.
There's tons of them up here.
You sell it to bait. This is our last cast. Now we've had 3 last casts, but this is the official last cast.
The official last cast. For the 3rd time.
I gotta go one more cast.
One more official.
This is my last cast. Seriously. This is it.
Seriously. I got one more last cast as well, man.
Wow.
You got to be fair about that now. Not too bad. Get that wacky worm again. He thinks he's bigger than what he is. I think he's a 10-pounder.
Oh, look at that. Pretty fish.
Yeah.
That's that green worm.
Yeah, it's watermelon. And they have watermelon seed, which looks like this, but has lots of little bitty black spots in it. So this is just watermelon without the spots. So
You caught him on last cast, didn't you?
it was our 10th official last cast. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. Glad to have him.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up, Alan. It's been a good fishing trip, buddy.
I had a good time. Let's let this one go.
All right.
I appreciate you coming. I had a good time.
Thank you,
Let's
buddy.
do it anytime. I had a good time.
We tried different worms in all different colors. You had blue, and I had this. What do you call this color?
Red bug.
The red bug, and then you had that last one, a wacky.
Yeah.
We call
Wacky
it
worm on a watermelon.
watermelon.
Yeah, watermelon color. So.
All right. We've been bass fishing with Alan Courtney around Lake Wimico, Panhandle Outdoors.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.